Reverse diet, week 9, day 6. So I slept pretty decent last night. It was really cool here in the Chicagoland area. Like when I woke up this morning, the wind chill was 40. It was 48, but the wind made it feel like it was 40. But had the windows open a little bit last night, got that cool air, really cooled down my body temperature. Um, Deep sleep was awesome. Had like almost an hour and a half of deep sleep according to my Fitbit, but I felt like I did because I just felt very rested when I woke up. That's a great thing to do, is get your bedroom nice and cool when you go to bed, because that sends all the signals to your body like it's past sunset, it's time to get some sleep. And your deep sleep is when you get the most repair from any type of, like if you're working out, muscle repair, muscle growth, if injuries, things like that, that's when you're going to get the most repair. So your deep sleep is so important. Sleep in general is the most important thing. So like for those of you out there that do train or you lift weights, yes, that maybe hour or 90-minute workout you're doing, yes, that's important. But the other 22 and a half to 23 hours of the day is just as, if not more important. So the food you're putting in your body, the supplements that you're taking, the sleep that you're getting, all that stuff, everything's a puzzle piece. It all fits together. And you can't just do one aspect of that and neglect the others. And typically what we neglect is, number one, it's sleep, especially on the weekends. There's a cool phrase I heard a few weeks ago on a podcast that I really like. It's called social jet lag. And what that means is, like, Friday and Saturday nights, typically you go out with your friends, you get together, you stay out late, you sleep in late, and then come Monday, you have the social jet lag because you're back to your work routine. You're feeling a little sleep deprived, low energy, maybe somewhat of a food coma or hangover from the weekend, from maybe if you're following a low carb lifestyle and then you go out and you have a bunch of carbs or some alcohol, you're going to feel those effects come Monday morning. So number one that people pretty much, I don't want to say neglect, but kind of put on the back burner is sleep. We stay up late watching shows, movies, sporting events, and then we get up early, so you're burning the candle at both ends. The second thing is food. There's this notion that's been created, and I think it was created by the big food industry, is that as long as you're exercising, as long as you're working out, you could pretty much eat whatever you want. Or the flip side of that, I'm going to eat this insert name of bad food and I'm going to work out and burn it off. That's not the case. Like, everything you put into your body's going to break that down into one of the three or all three macronutrients: fat, protein, carbohydrates. Well, fat and carbohydrates can be used as fuel. And protein is used, it's broken down into its amino acids. The amino acids then go through your bloodstream and it goes to tissue repair, tissue growth. Fat, think about every cell in your body. The outer layer of that cell, think of a beach ball. That is the outer layer. They are made up of phospholipids. Lipid is a fat. So they're not just being created out of thin air. Whatever fats you're eating, that is becoming the outer layer of your cells. That is also the layer, that outer layer is how your cells communicate with one another. So a picture I like to paint is if you're eating healthy fats, and a healthy fat is like olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, grass-fed beef, grass-fed meat, wild-caught fish. Those are the healthy fats. All your different types of animal fats too, like tallow, pork lard, things like that. That is going to be great for the phospholipid, the outer layer of your cells, and it's going to look like a beach ball. Your cells are going to be able to communicate. There's going to be no cross-ups or anything like that. If you're consuming these highly inflammatory processed seed oils like sunflower oil, safflower oil, soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, these things, cottonseed oil, these things are just absolutely horrible and very inflammatory for the body. Think of then those fats are being then turned into the phospholipid the outer layer of your cells, think of crumpling up a piece of paper. It's got all these ridges in it. It's disformed. Well, that's what the phospholipid layers of your cells then become. And they are disformed, and then the messages get crossed. Communication between cells becomes all messed up. And it's not like these cells then, let's say you have one bad day of eating, and then you eat super clean for the next 7 days. There's not enough time to have these cells go through their life cycle and then get turned into brand new cells. For instance, like your brain cells, I want to say something like the half-life of a brain cell is like 40 to 60 years. So it's like if you have a brain cell that's created with these horrible oils, that cell's going to be there for 40 to 60 years before it divides, and then that cell dies. Now, there are other cells in your body that turn over very quickly. Your skin cells are one of your fastest turning over cells in your body. But every other organ, every other tissue, the rate of turnover is different. So this whole notion of, I could eat this now, I'm going to burn it off later in my workout, that is not true. Now, maybe you burn off some of the carbohydrates that your body stored up from that meal. But when it comes to what you're eating, like the notion of you are what you eat, I have to take it a step further. You are what you eat, what it ate. But you very much are what you eat. So if you're eating Cheetos and Doritos, you're made up of Cheetos and Doritos. You're not going to be able to burn that off in one workout. It's going to take years. And not just that, you have to stop eating that stuff, eat the right foods. And then it's going to take years to undo those Cheetos and Doritos that you were eating. I'm not saying this to fearmonger anyone or to put anyone down. This is just a matter of fact, the truth about it. If you don't believe me, do your own research. Look up online. Don't do Google, because Google will flag and just kind of block some of this stuff. Use the DuckDuckGo app, or just duckduckgo.com, and turn into and listen to the people that study this stuff, the health and nutritionists out there that and doctors too, that have a health and wellness approach to life. Eating whole food ingredients, stuff that grows from the ground and out of the earth, not stuff that is made in a factory, things that I call frankenfoods, these chemical experiments, because those things are not food. Food is something that was running wild in nature or growing in nature. And last I checked, Oreos don't grow in nature. So there you go. Well, please keep it locked in here on my channel, and like and subscribe, and continue to follow along with me as I now go through this reverse diet following my ketogenic bodybuilding prep. I'll see y'all tomorrow.